guys, it's Mrs. Sharp again, and we are going to finish up with lesson 15 in Ready Math. So we are on page 139 now. So I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Okay, 139. So we've done the first couple of questions here in this section. So here we are at number 8. Or first question, number 7. So we're at number 8. This is page 139. And it says, it is race day at the city park. The chart shows how many people sign up for each race. What is the total number of people who sign up? So we have the 1 mile race, the bike race, and the swim race. So you're going to total this up. It says you can break the numbers into tens and ones. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and pause the video and solve that problem. Okay, we're back. So let's see what you did. Well, you could have solved it several different ways. I'm going to go ahead and do expanded form, which is where you add the tens first and the ones. They add them separately. So I'm going to put 66. And I'm going to make 66 equals, I'm not going to make, it does equal 60 plus 6. 49 equals 40 plus 9, and 37 equals 30 plus 7. This is kind of how Ella the accountant did it yesterday. So I'm going to see how I can add my ones. Well, I know add my tens. I know 6 plus 4 equals 10. So that's 10 tens, which is, oh yeah, 100. So 100 plus 30 would be 130. Now, you can always pause the video and go over this with your base 10 blocks if you like using those manipulatives and work them out that way to see what we're doing with other strategies. That's always a way to help figure out what's going on. You still should go ahead and try to do one of these other strategies that does not involve drawing out the blocks, but you can always do them also to check your answers and to kind of help see what's going on. All right, so over here, we don't have numbers that straight out make a 10. So we're going to have to put some things together here. Well, I know that 9 plus 7 equals 16. You could do that. Or maybe I know that 9 plus 6 equals 15. But you could try to take a 1 like from here to make it 10. So maybe like 6 equals 1 plus 5. So I'm going to take that 1 and make a 10 there. So then I'm kind of writing this to the side. I have 10 plus, I've used that 1, plus 5 plus 7. Well, 5 plus 7 is 12 plus 10. You could do it other combinations. You could say 9 plus 7 is 16. And then the 6 plus 6 is the 12. That way, so 10 plus 12 equals 2 plus 0 equals 2. 10 plus 10 equals 20, 2 tens. So then I have 130 plus 22 equals, so then once again, I'm going to add my ones. 0 plus 2 equals 2. Add my tens. 3 tens plus 2 tens equal 5 tens. And I only have 100, so there you go, 152 people. Right there. So there we go. So we're going to move on to the next one, number 9. So as I've said before, just pause the video if you want to write it this way or check over what I did. Please pause the video and then start it when you're ready. Okay, down here says Gita adds, number 9, Gita adds the number of cans in the school recycling bins. Gita has a lot of time on her hands. So what is the total? How many tens are in each number? Let's look at that. So we have some choices here. So I want you to figure out how you would add these up to find the total. And then it says Jeff chose D as the answer. This answer is wrong. How did Jeff get his answer? And we'll talk about that. So go ahead and pause the video and solve it on your own. Okay, guys, we're back. So she adds the total cans. So it says how many tens are in each number? That's a little clue because look at this one. Look at this little fella right here. This bin, not many people putting cans in it. So he doesn't have any tens. We have to be careful with that because we're used to seeing all these numbers with tens, 2-digit numbers, and there's not one there. So it may even help you to put a 0 in front of it, to help yourself remember. That's 0, 2. So 0 tens. Okay, now thinking of that, is there anything here you can put together to make a 10? Well, you could add that 2 right on here to that 28, couldn't you? So 2, because that's going to make a 10 right there. So you have a 10, and it's going to add on to this 10, making 3 tens. So you would have 30 right there. Then you could add the 16 and 32. Some of you who are doing some higher doubles facts will know that 16 plus 16 equals 32. Not time. Did I say? Yeah, plus. Almost thought I said times. 16 times 2 equals 32. So 16 plus 32. So 6 plus 2 equals 8. 10, 1 10 plus 3 tens equal 4 tens. 48 equals, we have 0 plus 8 equals 8. 3 tens plus 4 tens equals 7 tens. So our answer is 78. Which one is 78? Why, it's C. Ding, 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 ding. Now Jeff chose D. What did Jeff do? Well, we talked about it up here. Poor Jeff didn't put that 0 in front of there. He thought this was 20, didn't he? Because if instead of 28, you had 48, because you thought it was a 20, 48 plus 48, 8 plus 8 equals 16. 4 tens plus 4 10 equals 80. So the answer would be equal to 96. So Jeff added 20 instead of 2. It's a shortened version of it, so that's what Jeff did. Oh my. It's messing up Gita's numbers, isn't it? All right, so moving to the next page. See why good accountants are very important. All right, so we are to the practice pages, the independent practice. Independent meaning you by yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and read through the problems. Then, in just these 3 actually, then I'm going to check them. So you're going to pause the video, solve them yourselves, then turn it back on, and I'll go through the checking process. And then we're going to discuss this last page, which gets a little tricky. All right. So number 1 says complete each equation using a number from the box at the right over here. Okay, so here are your equations. You're going to find the missing part. Okay, so go ahead and pause your video and solve that and restart it when you're ready to move on to number 2. Okay, here's number 2. A train has 4 cars. The number of people in each car is 25, 18, 24, and 15, respectively. Which of the sentences below are true? Circle all the correct answers. They could all be true. So you are going to see which ones of these are true. A, the number of people in 2 of the cars, just 2 of the cars, add up to 40. No more, no less. B, more than 100 people are on the train. C, fewer than 100 people are on the train, so less than 100 people. Or D, there are 82 people on the train. So pause the video and solve that problem. Okay, number 3. A park has 25 oak trees, 25 maple trees, 25 elm trees, and 32 pine trees. Pine trees is special. So what is the total number of trees? Think of these as quarters, little hint there. Circle the correct answer. Okay, so go ahead and solve number 3. And when you return to the video, we're going to go over the answers for 1 through 3. Okay, and we're back. So, straighten that up. Says complete each equation using a number from the box at the right. A, 45 plus blank equals 100. Okay, so you have a 5 here, right? You need a 0. Well, you can't have a 0 but when you already have 5, unless you make a 10. So we are looking for the number in the ones place that will make a 10. Well, we all know our doubles facts, don't we? So 5 plus 5 equals 10. Is there a number with a 5? Yes, there is, 55. So your answer here is 55. That makes a 10. You already have 9 tens. 10 tens equal 100. Okay, B. 23. 100 equals 100. So you're looking for the number that will make a 10 in the ones place. You have a 3. Gotta know those tens facts. 3 plus 7 equals 10. So it is 77. That would make a 10. 2 tens plus 7 tens is 9 tens, plus another makes 100. All right, and C, we know it's going to be 39, but why? Because it's left, and because 1 plus 9 equals 10, giving us another 10. So here we go, 39, and we have 3 tens plus 6 tens, making 9 tens, plus the other one we made gives us 100. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, train has 4 cars. All right, the number of people in each car is 25, 18, 24, and 15. Which of the sentences below are true? Circle all correct answers. Okay, so the number of people in 2 of the cars add up to 40. So we're looking for 40. So once again, like we talked about up here, we're trying to make it 10 because there's a 0 in the ones place. And all these have numbers in the ones place, so we're going to have to find 2 numbers that will give us a 10. So we're going to look up here. What two numbers can give us a 10? Why, it's Mr. 5 and Mr. 5 up here. So let's see if it works. If we have 25 plus 15, 5 plus 5 is 10. And 2 tens plus 1 10 equals 30. 30 plus 10 equals 40. Ding, 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 ding. Bing. That is correct. B, more than 100 people are on the train. So what are we going to have to do? We're going to have to add them all up to C. The next one is going to take care of it because it says fewer than 100 people on the train. And it's going to take care of D with there are 82 people on the train. We'll know if any of these are correct by adding them all up. So we just added 2. We have our 40, right? So we can take out the 15 and the 25 and just start with 40. Then we have left 18 and 24 plus 18 plus 24. Now, we can't make a 10. We don't have numbers to make a 10 right there. I mean, we could take a 2 away from that. Hey, want to try some fancy math here? We have a 40. Let's take a 2 from the 24. Make that a 22. Add it to the 18 and make that a 20. Boom. 40 plus 20 plus 22 equals, I'm going to put these guys together. Make a 42. 40 plus 42 equals 82. 82. Is that more than 100 people on the train? No. Is it fewer than 100 people on the train? Yes. Are there 82 people on the train? Yes, there are. So 3 answers. The messy writing comes from looking at yourself on the screen while trying to write at the same time. Okay, last on this page, number 3. A park has 25 oak trees, 25 maple trees, 25 elm trees, and 32 pine trees. Dare to be different. So 25, 25, and 25, we know with our quarters is what? 75. 75. If you write it out, we have 25 plus 25 plus 25. We have 5, 10, 15. We could do that with our counting by fives. And then we have 20, 40, 60. Counting by twos with our tens. So that gives you 75 right there. So 75 plus 32 equals, well, look right here. We have a 10, but it's in the tens place, so it gives us 100 because 10 tens equal 100. So we have 100 plus, now these are in the ones place. Be careful. So 100 plus 7 equals, be careful, ones, 107, which is C. Boom. C. All right. Now this next and last page is a fun little challenge. All right, so I'm going to talk you through it here. Here's some number cards you're going to use for 4 through 6, okay? All right, now, if you want to solve this on your own and check back and see if you were correct, go for it. Otherwise, we're going to do it together because it gets a little complicated here. So, I know it's independent practice, but this one's very different from other things we've done before. All right, so here are the number cards: 27, 48, 43, 29, 34, and 35. Okay, so number 4. Pablo picks 2 cards with ones digits that make a 10. Which 2 cards does he pick? Explain. Now, we're not going to necessarily write out everything, so we're just going to talk through it here. So we're going to have to look in the ones place and see which cards can add up to a 10. 7. Do we have a 3? Bing! We do. 43 right here. Are there any other choices? 8. Is there a 2 in the ones place? No. What about 9? What do we need in the ones place? A 1. Do any of these have a 1? No. 4. What do we need? A 6. Any 6s? No. 35. We have a 5. Do we have a 5? Nope. So it is 27. He picks 27 and 43 because 7 plus 3 equals 10. Boom. All right. If you need more time to write that down, I'm writing pretty fast. Just pause it and write it down and then restart. Okay, so we're to number 5. Pablo loses the 29 card. Oh, Pablo. It's probably in the seat cushions. All right, Pablo. So Pablo loses the 29 card. Taj picks 3 of the cards that are left. We have 5 cards left. So he picks just 3 of them. His cards have a sum less than 100. So the total of his 3 cards is equal to less than 100. What are the 3 cards? Show how to find the sum by adding 10s and 1s. Okay, has to be less than 100. Look at 100. What is in the ones place? A 0, right? Okay, so 0 there. We're going to get back to that. Let's look over here. We usually look at the ones, but we're going to look at the 10s. 100 is 10 tens, okay? So we know that 10s can't add up to more than 10. We also know these all have 1s. There's a chance that when we add the 1s up, we're going to make a 10, which would add an extra 10. So let's look at the 10s first. We don't have 29. So if we had 2 10s and 4 10s, that would make 6 10s plus 4. That's not going to work because we're already at 100. We haven't even added the 1s. So those 3 are not the combination. All right. So let's see here. If we have 4 10s and 4 10s, there's 8 10s. But there isn't a number with 1 10s. If we had 2 10s, it would be too much because that would make 100. So can't be these. All right, so we're going to move on to this one. And these both have 4s, so we're going to move on. Well, it would be the same thing, wouldn't it? We have 4 plus 3 plus 3. That's 6. So that would be 6, and it wouldn't work with that. And we know that it wouldn't work back this way, so he's out. All right, let's look at 34 and 35. Well, 3 plus 3 is just 6. We know we can't add one of the 4s, and we'll end up with 100, but we can add the 2. So we have 27 plus 34 plus 35, we hope, equals, let's see, can we make a 10? No, we can't make a 10 in the ones place, but it needs to be less than 100. Let's see if it is. So we have, let's see, 7 plus 4. I'm going to add them down like we did one before. So we have 20 plus 7, 30 plus 4, and 35. Oh, not 35. 30 plus 5. There. So adding the 10, 60, 70, 80. 80 plus. Oh, we're getting high. 80 plus 7 plus 4. That's 9. So 7 plus 9 equals 16 equals 96. Whew, we made it. 96. Those are Pablo's cards. All right. Last but not least, explain how you decided which cards to use. Well, We just explained it, right? Check your answer by adding two numbers at a time. Well, we kind of did it all right here, but you could go ahead and practice by adding the two numbers separately. Pick a couple, add them together, see if you end up with the same answer of 96 after you add the third one on. But as we said, we were looking for ones where the tens could not be higher than 10 because 10 tens are 100, so we couldn't be higher than 10. Okay, guys, that was a special challenge there at the end. You did awesome. Remember, just go back and go through the video back again if you need to look at anything. All right, you did an awesome job adding those two-digit numbers in various ways. That was our target for today and yesterday, adding numbers together with various ways, ones first, tens first, whichever works. All right, so have a great day. Bye, guys.